Oddly, all three of us have had dramas on our lists that are coming back this year or next year.
All right.
Gary had Twin Peaks, Matt had The Gilmore Girls, and you could probably guess I've got Cold Feet.
What the hell were you doing?
Me! It's you who reversed without looking!
Yeah, at about 5 miles an hour. You didn't have to ram me.
Excuse me, but whose car is touching whose?
Oh, terrific. A woman driver with a woman's logic.
And a man with shit for brains! Tell me, were you starved of oxygen at birth?
Who was your driving instructor, Stevie Wonder?
This was one that, for me, at the time, personified why I preferred British drama over American. It had humour, and it dealt with real things in a way that I think the British do far better, with a sense of humanity and a sense of humour that the Americans probably still don't quite balance out in their dramas. And Cold Feet is the other one that I talked about that gives me goosebumps. Again, it dates it, but when you see Helen Baxendale fumbling around for that cassette tape, and you know what's coming, it really sends shivers down you, because of course she died in the penultimate episode of the 5th series. I saw Cracker in the Lakes multiple times. I must have seen this multiple times as well, because it was a very easy watch and you sort of grew up with the characters. I think for me the star ended up being Hermione Norris, because she went through such an up and down roller coaster in the relationship with David, and in her character, who went from somebody who was this prim and proper mother of 3 and then became an alcoholic, then was divorced, then got back with her husband, then was an alcoholic again, and she just felt really genuine. James Nesbitt I've always liked since then. I think he's perhaps a little overexposed, or was pre this. John Thompson, I don't know, I'd have to re-watch it again to get my head around whether I like John Thompson. Faye Ripley I didn't really like. Robert Bathurst was brilliant, because there was more to that character than people perhaps gave him credit for. It just personified why I like English drama, because these people weren't characters on a TV drama. These were real people who you could relate to. They were people who behaved the way you'd expect people to behave, and none of it felt really, dramatised so much. I think to an extent we're still good at that. I mean, Happy Valley is an example of that, I think. But I think we're going in for the bigger, more concept dramas now, and we've perhaps lost that a tiny bit. Like, I'm not a massive fan of romantic dramas per se, but I do like dramas that are led and based in humanity.
I think you asked us the same about our shows. Are you worried about it coming back?
Much like you with Twin Peaks, I just hope I don't look back on it and go, I really liked it, but I wish they hadn't done that reboot. I hope, Gary, you would watch the first one of this new series that's coming up in September, just to get a flavour of it. Just to get a flavour.
No,
why do you say not a chance?
I absolutely hated this programme when it was out.
Do you remember why?
It was boring. It was a soap opera, as far as I was concerned. It was a soap opera, as far as I was concerned. Nothing happened. I didn't like the characters. I did not identify with any of them. I didn't like it at all. You will not be able to send me enough money to make me watch this programme. Sorry, it's one of my bugbears.
The episode that I remember, the one where he found out he had testicular cancer, James Nesbitt, and got the taxi ride with Ricky Tomlinson. I thought that entire storyline with the testicular cancer was very well handled.
And I remember showing this to one of my sister's American boyfriends at the time, and because he said to me, how come you never, he said it in an American accent, but you're going to have to forgive me for not doing that, how come you never watch any of our stuff? How come I always come in here and you've got some, I forget what he called it, but some hoity-toity, some hoity-toity English drama on? And I said, well, just watch a couple of these, I'll sit with you and explain anything that's perhaps a little bit, UK slang that you might not get. And he ended up watching
Anglophile.
The whole thing, and was so distraught when Helen Baxendale was killed that even to this day, he can't watch the episodes of Friends where she turns up. Because he was...
He's pretty bad in those episodes, to be fair.
Because it completely blew his mind that anyone would think to kill off a major character in such a brutal yet normal way, and really affected him, and I think it changed his perception as well.
As I say, we said about the Gilmore Girls, it was what they call sort of low-stakes drama, wasn't it?
Yeah, perhaps.
I mean, more happened in this, I would say. It was about the development of the three relationships, and I think if you don't like drama about relationships, then you're not going to gel with Cold Feet.